Hi, this is Scott Schuster, Regent Stone Products. Today's segment is going to be about polishing pads. There's actually quite a bit of variety. We're going to kind of break this down into a couple of simple categories, and there will be other videos that will expand into some of the other types. But basically, we're going to talk about wet polishing pads, which there's a bunch of different brands. They're all really good. For the most part, with polishing pads, you really do get what you pay for. You get a cheap polishing pad. You might give up flexibility. You might give up Velcro, you might give up life and diamond content, but they can also be very cheap. I mean, there's pads that are even $5 and $6, right on up to $30 and $40, believe it or not, for some of the better ones. It's hard to justify a $40 pad, but there is a substantial difference in that, and if you use them properly, they are certainly worthwhile. This is actually a 5-step pad. 5 steps basically eliminate 2 from the system and should speed up your process. They work very well on your light and medium stones. They can be used on the dark, but your performance is going to be best on your lights and mediums. Your standard pads that you're going to see mostly, these are the $8 and $10 pads. These actually work really well wet. As you can see, they've got a pattern that allows the water to travel through them. This is an alpha pad. This is actually one of the most expensive ones, but they actually work extremely well. As long as you don't push too hard, you can actually get very good life out of these. Pulsar. These are an awesome pad for the money. Some of the more specialized pads. This is a marble pad. You don't really recognize it necessarily, but this spiral pattern and the harder resin actually lends itself very well to an abrasive material like marble. This is a curved pad. May be hard to see on the video, but this allows you to get into radiuses such as bowl holes or OGs and things like that. This is what they call a vitrified pad. Maybe hard to see, but this actually has circular dots. This is a ceramic bond pad. Very aggressive. This happens to be a 60 grit. They make them in 150 and 300. These are also not inexpensive pads, but they work extremely well. They have to be run with a lot of water, otherwise these dots will come off. But these are really good honing pads. These are chemical buff pads. They actually contain tin oxide. They are best run dry. Start with a little bit of water and then run them dry. They will actually produce a really nice shine on granites. They are also not inexpensive. These happen to be alpha pads, but they do work extremely well and they are worth the money. This is a series of dry pads. The big advantage you get over dry pads is that you get extreme flexibility. They're also going to stand up to the work being done dry in the field or touch-up work. A lot of times these are used in the shop wet. They do stand up very well wet, and your life will be increased dramatically. And they use them because they are extremely flexible. As an example, if you needed to do a bowl, you could actually put a 4-inch pad on a 3-inch backer and create a little bit of an extra cushion of flexibility on the outside edge to do something like a bowl hole. That brings me to the backer pads themselves. These are 5/8-11. They thread onto a standard polisher. They are available in multiple sizes and multiple rigidities. This is a flexible, even though it's only semi-flexible, it takes a little bit of pressure. And this is, of course, rigid for doing flats. Also available in 2-inch for doing extreme tight radiuses. But be careful with using a 4-inch pad on a 2-inch backer pad because it will not stay on, it will fly off. These are typically used for 3-inch pads. That concludes our segment today of polishing pads. If you have any questions, you can call me direct, 866-233-4877, or send me an email, scott@regentstoneproducts.com. Thank you.